Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass. Thank you for watching this Ag Forecast, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. Morning Farm Report software gives growers the insights to make the best decisions possible about their operations. You can get past, current, and future ag forecasts, plus information about how to best manage your crops at every stage. Well, let's take a look here at the latest U.S. Drought Monitor update. When you're looking at this map, what I want you to see here is that since the Drought Monitor's inception in the year 2000, this is the smallest extent of drought we've seen across the country. In fact, about the only place that it's been really dry is in the southeast here. And I'm going to take you right now to Florida. This is what the West Mims fire looks like. You can see that this fire here is burning some of the really tall pine trees, and it has been quite a ferocious fire. Another great video I've seen is this one. Here you can see a huge jet dumping a lot of fire retardant here to keep that fire from spreading. Amazing to see footage just like this. But for most of the rest of the country, it has been a very wet spring. Now, just to show you what that fire looks like from space, check out this satellite image here brought to us by GOES-16. In this animation, you can see that fire just to the south and west of Jacksonville, Florida, spreading all the way into the open Atlantic over here. Incredible to see how dry it is in the southeast right now. But when it comes to the Midwest, when it comes to the Central Plains, it's been very wet. We have what atmospheric sciences call here a massive squall line that's moved right across the state of Illinois. This brought rain to parts of Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, and it's moving its way into Indiana, and it's going to continue to move on off to the east. We got showers and storms falling right on that very wet region that we had for the last 2 weeks here in Missouri. We even got more thunderstorm activity associated with an upper level low that's spinning here over Colorado and western Kansas. So very active pattern. Now let's zoom in here and show you what the lightning looks like out of this system. If you would like to have a great free website to monitor lightning, pause the video and go to that website you see down there at the bottom, blitzertongue.org. What you're seeing is a live lightning map shown to us here on Wednesday night of all of those storms you just saw. Now, the storms that went through parts of central Illinois look like this. And I want to bring this to your attention as we start to get into our severe weather season here. You see, when you're watching for long squall lines of thunderstorms, pay close attention to the shape of these thunderstorms. Along the leading edge, if you start to see the line bending and bulging forward, we call it a bow echo, that's a good indicator of some strong to severe winds. And if I want to take you a little bit deeper into this, I'm going to show you a different type of radar image. You see, this one shows you the intensity of the precipitation. Basically, the darker the color you get, more toward the red and the pinks and the purples, the more intense the rain is, or even that it might include some hail. But check out this image. I'm going to zoom in here right into east central Illinois. So Champaign, where I'm located, is right here. This is the leading edge of that squall line. You see it right here, as viewed from a radar radial velocity image. A lot different from what you just saw. This is actually showing us wind speed and direction. And these colors indicate precipitation that's moving away from the radar and moving so very quickly. But you see this little pinched area right in through here? See that? That is where right along the leading edge of this storm system, we had some circulation develop. We call these things gustnadoes. These are sometimes circulations that kind of emerge from the squall line, reaching the ground, forming a very weak tornado. Now, I'm waiting to hear about any reports when we're right between Argenta, Oriana, over toward Cerro Gordo and Bement. So this was a pretty substantial little line we were watching in the evening on Wednesday. Now, with all of that, I want to take a step back, get into the forecast by looking at the upper level flow pattern, all right? What you're seeing here is the remnants of that once huge ridge that we talked about in the last 2 video updates. It's now migrated from Greenland and Iceland over toward the Hudson Bay. Now, while this is still here and dominating the flow, it will keep higher heights. We'll keep a trough, let me get that right, a trough over the eastern part of the United States. But watch the flow pattern break down with time here. Ready? As I click play, that feature dominates the flow through much of the weekend. We have some unsettled weather that moves to the east over the next couple of days, bringing some cooler weather to the eastern Corn Belt. But it is this feature here in the central states, this ridge, along with this feature, this trough over the west, that we have to pay attention to. So now we're midday on Saturday, and that ridge is really starting to take shape in the central part of the United States. Now, with this ridge, we're going to see a rebound of some warmer conditions over the next several days. We have a deepening trough over the west. This is also going to give us the threat for some unsettled weather in the central part of the country as we get into much later into next week. But watch as we continue this animation. You see the pattern flips over here, such that we develop a deeper trough out west and a ridge out east. And let's look at the consequences of that flow pattern. Remember, With trough out west, that does signify some unsettled weather here midweek next week. So first things first, we got to talk about what we're going to see in terms of precipitation over the next 3.5 days. So let's start right here with the low pressure center that's in the middle part of Oklahoma. As I animate this map, what you're going to see is starting early in the morning on Thursday. This is around 6, 7 a.m. We're going to see showers and storms kind of spread out ahead of it, but this low pressure system is going to move over toward Arkansas and southern Missouri, bringing more rain to a place we've already seen a lot. But this is really, really late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Now, as this system continues to move to the southeast, higher air pressure builds into the Corn Belt temporarily, which means that after this kind of late week and early weekend rain, which moves through this part of the country, we're going to see quite a bit of drying down. That's going to be a lot of field progress, but that doesn't mean the whole pattern is shut off. It just means temporarily higher air pressure is going to move in. This is what the total accumulated precipitation looks like from late afternoon on Wednesday, May 10th, all the way through midnight, early Sunday morning on May 14th. So here's the showers and storms I showed you earlier. We can see that those showers and storms are going to spread toward the southeast with time. But we're going to take a look at how things right in through here are going to be drying out. So take a look at this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the end of next week to kind of see what the next big precipitation makers are going to be. Starting on Monday night, May 15th, into early morning, Tuesday, May 16th, we see our first system after the drier weekend spreading across the central states again. Showers and thunderstorms are expected in through this area as that trough takes shape out west. As long as that trough sits out here, unsettled weather for the central part of the country. Now, as I click play, we can see showers and storms moving across parts of South Dakota where they definitely need the rain. But look here, this is now getting in toward the end of next week. And because of that persistent troughing, I'm watching for another 2 systems that could potentially fire up in the middle part of the country. And look where they're targeting, bringing more precipitation. Now, this is quite a ways out in the forecast. We're almost 10 days out in the forecast, but I want you to know I'm watching this area again for some more precipitation in the short term. Maybe some heavier stuff in through here. I'll get you all updated on this again on our Monday morning video as we'll be much closer to this time period then. But to finish this video, you need to see this. We're looking out for the next 32 days, getting into the first week of June, looking at a model output from the European model. And what it's calling for is a continuation of that wetter storm track right in the center part of the country. Now, the northern parts of the Corn Belt have been dry, and the model is keeping them dry moving forward. That doesn't mean it's going to be completely dry for the whole time period, but it's something I'm watching because I don't want to see drought redevelop here in the Dakotas. We'll keep an eye on this, but this could potentially help with the planting progress in the northern states. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this forecast. We hope you look forward to Agrible's next ag forecast on Monday. To get morning farm report for your operations, complete with a daily email that shows a snapshot of your field conditions each morning, go to morningfarmreport.com. Sign up for a free account. Full grower accounts are free if you sign up for our Sustainable Yield program or for growers who work with ADM merchandisers. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.